in just a second, we are going to talk about the possibilities and how opportunity is sustained over the years when leaders who have a vision and who are willing to innovate and pilot things can come together and create strategies that benefit both employers and job seekers. We're in a moment going to hear from the University City District about their West Philadelphia Skills Initiative, which I am proud to say that joined through prior leadership was one of the founding partners and funders of the West Philadelphia Skills Initiative.
The question for us, the question for all of us in this room is, how did we get from here to the West Philadelphia Skills Initiative? From building civic infrastructure and commercial infrastructure to creating a new kind of opportunity infrastructure for the 21st century. And I think the answer is that we started asking ourselves the right questions. And we weren't afraid of answers that would push our organization to new and sometimes uncomfortable places. And we believe deep in our hearts that the answers to these questions make University City District and economic development organizations like us around the country really powerful places to take on the work of economic opportunity. We knew we had to turn this economic activity into economic opportunity. And we started with hiring. We went Maybe I've hit that button. We went university to university, health system to health system, laboratory to laboratory, identifying entry-level and middle-skill positions of high need and high advancement opportunities. From medical assistants at Drexel College of Medicine to lab technicians at the University of Pennsylvania to inpatient clerks at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to security officers throughout our neighborhood, we built a system to connect people in our neighborhood seeking opportunity to major employers seeking talent. And when I say we built a system, of course I mean Sheila Ireland built a system, and it is now my honor to introduce Sheila to the podium.
At WPSI, Matt kills me for that, that's the West Philadelphia Skills Initiative, we address the awareness gap by engaging our employer partners in every aspect of our programming, from recruitment to graduation, and by beginning with a deep dive initial needs assessment, the results of which inform every aspect of our programming, we are able to uncover and address real organizational needs and align our employers' expectations so that we can deliver a product that meets or exceeds it. Also in consulting, there's a saying that says that if you begin a relationship bent over, you need to plan to stay that way. WPSI's mantra is value added, not charity. The people I serve are disconnected, not broken. And as workforce practitioners, when we lead with sympathy instead of empathy, we create dynamics in our programming that enable hopelessness and learned helplessness. Standards are high and clear at the Skills Initiative, and the soft bigotry of low expectations is not tolerated on any front. Subsequently, WPSI graduates are as or more prepared than the candidates that our employer partners can procure on their own. And lastly, to address the technical skills gap, we acknowledge that credential inflation is not a proxy for soft skills attainment. Our focus is on supporting our participants' attainment of the soft skills behaviors that will help them effectively connect to work. Our soft skills curriculum is encased in comprehensive, performance-based feedback, support, and evaluation system that supports the shift we require them to make within our program.
We have an opportunity, you have an opportunity in these organizations you work for, and that I think we here in this city, under the leadership of Mayor Kenny, to look at how do we grow our economies, which we're doing, which big cities have been doing that in America for the last 10 or 15 years. But how do we do that with equity? A group of folks came in from Join to say, you guys have to do something about workforce. They made a very compelling case around opportunity and equity and workforce. They made a compelling case that this government, this Kenny administration, that talks about every zip code matters, that talks about taking down barriers to that keep people away from success and keep people away from opportunity. We had to do something about that, and we could do it within building a comprehensive workforce program in our city. Since that time, we have built a workforce steering committee that includes the Chamber of Commerce, that includes the School District of Philadelphia, that includes the community college, that includes the nonprofit intermediaries across the board, that includes trade unions and labor. It's really broad. And to build not a city of Philadelphia, not a government workforce strategy, but a city of Philadelphia workforce strategy. And the mayor has taken leadership and says, we're going to have Philadelphia Works, our workforce, our local workforce board. We're going to lead them. We're going to hire smart people. We're going to move from compliance to production. We're going to accept that. We're going to do that. We're going to build industry partnerships. We're going to push the chamber to bring these guys to the table, and we're going to work with our institutions, our community college and our school district to create the pathway and the pipeline to opportunity, to a real job.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Sheila. That was wonderful, inspiring, and so important in thinking about what we, over the last 10 years, have accomplished. This example exemplifies the message we want to share with you over the next 2 days. We intend to build prosperity, inclusive prosperity, together by working closely with our employer partners to address their needs, while also making sure that we understand the importance of making very low-wage jobs better jobs, just like the West Philadelphia Skills Initiative did. And also about creating more good jobs by being committed to growing inclusive, prosperous communities across this country. We chose this theme because much of our work is focused on generating opportunity and success for all of our residents in all of our communities. The National Fund believes deeply in the importance of work to an individual's self-respect, to their dignity, to their ability to set an example for their children, and to their role as good citizens. We reject policies that prevent or inhibit an individual's opportunity to work and support their family, to pursue happiness. Some may think that inclusive prosperity is a preposterous goal because we are so far from an America where this country's opportunities and blessings are shared among all of its residents. But this network, we are not naive enough to think that a living wage for everyone, good neighborhoods, good schools, and the end of discrimination is around the corner. No, we are too grounded in the enormous challenges we face every day to believe that this goal will be easily achieved. We may be starry-eyed, but we are starry-eyed realists. Because as leaders, each of you knows the challenges you have had to address in your own community. You know how and why you built a broad-based collaborative where before there was none, and how your collaboratives and industry partnerships, your local funders, are addressing the tough issues of poverty and lack of in-demand skills and inequality. And as you saw from the accomplishments that we showed you earlier of the National Fund as a network, over the last 10 years, we've achieved quite a bit. As leaders of the National Fund, we are connected by a set of strategies in more than 30 communities with our 2,000 employer partners, just 2,000 last year, 5,000 over the course of our 10 years, our more than 700 local funders who have contributed $315 million to our work. All that we have accomplished over the last 10 years stand as a reminder about our potential for systems impact. The power that we have when we work locally, adjusting our strategies to particular regional and economic political realities, but at the same time, remaining bonded to our fellow collaboratives by a larger vision of what we can accomplish together. Our network is a reminder to those who are blind to the greatness of the American people, who fail to see that no matter what happens, we are in this together, and that our ability to respond to poverty, racism, and violence and drug addiction rests in our deep mutual desire to make a good life for our families and for the generation that follows. As we learn from the next 2 days and put that new knowledge to work over the next few years, we will be a reminder in our communities about the importance of working in collaboration and about that inclusive prosperity is not a far-off goal, but an everyday inspiration. We know that there are some who think that prosperity is only for some, that it's a zero-sum game, that spreading prosperity to more means less for them, that this great country cannot afford to invest in its citizens, or there are those who think that only some workers are worthy of good wages, great health care, and access to good housing. We know that is not true. So let us use this convening to generate new ideas, new relationships, new strategies, and let it invigorate our vision of a fairer society so that over the next 3, 5, 10 years, we can build this more equitable, more prosperous, more inclusive communities. Thank you very much. Enjoy the conference.